Takkar Shwadan. Winja ralajash. Ha Takkar. Guarpeti pacharish. Harsh si balti yiguarish. Ma ul udams winja waita waika. Hawaija salwai. Takkar balhur. Winja laja daus.
Good afternoon, video game junkies and YouTube fanatics. Tuning in to episode number 12 of our Far Cry Primal series. Okay. Question marks. Let's see what this is.
Nawa winja urusu janha. Utila mansichar dausa. Hashayu baldaha. Takaru mansichar waida. Dangucho hasu lauka kandi.
Okay. Let's go.
Marka. Palhu marwagwar moidamas Takkar. Swar swarga. Naish winja mamsahada. Yasai swarga daha. Sa waidamas.
Okay. Well, our village is really starting to grow, isn't it? See if she's got something.
Smarka ka Takkar. Takkar, winja wantar. Shaskau himshalla. Masi waichai hatrawana. Palhu sashwalim huhaya. Ukauhi waida. Tu sasaki.
Okay. So here's what I'm doing. I'm trying to fill it in so we can get some missions. Let's look at our map to see where we're going to go. That's where the hunter's at. Okay, that's where the hunter is, right there. Okay. Here's what I do not like about this game. They do not have it marked real well so that you know which missions are story-driven missions, the main quest that's going to lead you to the end of the game. I'm afraid that I'm just sitting here burning up time by playing this game and not knowing whether I'm doing secondary or primary missions. So, let's see what we can do. Let's look at the filter over here. Main missions. Okay, she's a main mission. That's a main mission. That's a main mission. And that's a main mission. Confront the commander. I think we should go up here and help this guy. So that's where we're going. Let's see where the closest waypoint is to get to him. Appears to be right there. Okay, so let me tell you what I did today. I was watching YouTube videos, and I came across this this YouTube video, and it was The Big Turn. And basically what it was is it was a video from 1980, and it was professional wrestling. It was Ole Anderson and Dusty Rhodes as a tag team versus the Assassins with two special referees. The special referees were Ivan Koloff and Gene Anderson. Okay, so here's what's funny about that. The Assassins are bad guys. Okay? They're heels. Ivan Koloff is a heel. What's his face? Gene Anderson is a heel. And Ole Anderson is a heel. There you go. Now, so here's what happened. Ole Anderson turned face. And for a year, he was a good guy. And then, Dusty Rhodes asked him to become a partner with him. Now, up until this year, Dusty Rhodes and Ole Anderson were sworn enemies. They hated each other. So here's where it gets crazy. They become tag team. And then they decide what they're going to do is they're going to have a cage match with the assassins. And then they get the special referees. Ivan Koloff and Gene Anderson. And then, right in the middle of the match, I can't find my way up this hill. Right in the middle of the match, Ole turns heel again. Now you've got literally 5 guys kicking the crap out of Ole Anderson. Out of Dusty Rhodes. And the reason this is beautiful is because I'm old enough that I remember when this happened. I distinctly remember my dad and I watching this on TV. And I was like 8 or 9 years old. And I remember my dad got really upset about it and started to cry. Is that one of our guys? I don't know. Yes, it's one of our guys. Okay, my dad actually got upset and started to cry. And when I was a kid, wrestling was a big thing. Every weekend it was on. It would come on at 5 o'clock. And then it would go off on that channel. And then it would come on again on TBS at 6 o'clock. Or 6:05. And it would stay on until 8 o'clock. So that's what you did on Saturday evenings from 5 o'clock. Until time to go home. Until like 8 o'clock. I said time to go home. Anyway, but that's what you did on Saturdays. And then it would be on again on Sundays, but it wasn't quite as I think it was just a 1-hour show. Look at these guys. Heal. Heal. But it was really beautiful because I'm just going to stay here and let them come to me. I'll save you, boy. Get out of here now. Sorry. Hold that train of thought. Where's he at? Is he really that stupid? The trick is to just make sure you keep going. You gotta keep attacking. Alright. Okay. But it was a big deal, okay? Every week you would tune in to watch this show. And then it would come to your town once a month. And it was like $5 to go see it. Because this was like back in this was the late 70s, early 80s, right? Okay. Anyway. All right, we gotta swing across. Grapple, swing, detach, and here we are. Okay. But see, this was during a different time period. This was a period. Now listen to what I say, because I'm going to say this. But listen closely. This was during a time period when wrestling was perceived to be real. And what I mean by that is, all of the wrestlers guarded the secrets that it was fake. The good guys didn't ride together with the bad guys. They didn't even ride the same airplanes together. They didn't stay in the same hotels together.
Ni brashta Ibal yaudata mog Mata malsam Mog supima warsta Swada Uguam brashtar
Okay, wonder what's going to happen. Green leaves. I got to bring the green leaves to this guy. Okay. So you would go see this at the local town. I don't think you can get through that way. You go see this, they'd come to your town and you go see them. And it was bigger than life. They'd come rolling in. You'd see the good guys, or the faces come in. Where they at? Keep moving. Oh crap, that was bad. Ew. Hey, I will continue this thought when this is over.
Shaja Magshanshi Nuta Takkar Karus Kwaifadahata Must Brashtar Shirash
Mog is dead, my son's spirit continues sleep. Soon we meet at village, brother. Soon we meet at village, brother. Okay. Yes, I will continue the story. Wrestling, the wrestlers would guard the secret that it was fake. And, do we got anything good? Anything new? Yeah, they would guard the secret that wrestling was fake. And they wouldn't travel together. They wouldn't stay in the same hotels. And what would happen is you would get to the arena to see the wrestling, or the field house, or your community building where they would have this. And you would go in, and you could like stay in the back of the building, and you could see them. They would get out They would enter through the back and they would come into the dressing rooms. As they would come in, you would see the good guys because they would like shake your hand. And then the bad guys would come in the same door. Or maybe not the same door, but in the same area. And they would turn and go to the different part of the building where their dressing rooms were at. Then, whenever they would begin the show, they would come out and they would wrestle. And it was always the same thing. A bad guy could never beat a good guy. Okay? Unless he cheated. Does that make sense? A good guy was always a face. Oh, sorry, buddy. A face, good guy, was always better than a bad guy, and there was no way that a bad guy could beat a good guy in a straight up legitimate match. Unless he cheated. That was the only way. That was the only way that he could win, is to cheat. And usually, he didn't win. He would just get... He would get over on it. And then what would happen was, you would leave the arena, actually, the fans would leave every time mad. Because... they would leave because they would leave and they would be angry because their guy got cheated. And usually all of the champions were bad guys or heels. And the reason why is because they would cheat to keep their belt or their title. But that's what made it good, because it was like, they would come to town, they would have their big match, and all the bad guys would team up against the good guys. And it would be like a 3-on-1, 4-on-1 attack. And then they would leave the good guy laying in the ring, a bloody pulp. Oh, they got him. Anyway, I couldn't reach him. Sorry, I don't mean to keep losing my train of thought. But what it would do is the story would build. Are you kidding me? What horrible luck. Anyway, the heat would build for a long time. With the good guys getting beat up every week by the bad guys. And it would really make people mad, and they would come to the arena And as these wrestlers were walking to the ring, the bad guys, people in the audience would like throw hot coffee on them. Sometimes it would get real. They would hop over the railing or the barrier and try to stab the heels as they were making their way to the ring and from the ring. And it was all because they guarded the secret so strongly that people actually thought that it was real. And when I say they thought it was real, I don't mean that they thought like, oh, wrestling is 100% real. They would think like, okay, I know it ain't all real, but you know that Dusty Rhodes and that Ole Anderson guy, they really do hate each other. And they really do want to kill each other. There you go, buddy. But they would give that appearance off. And it got to the point where people would actually hate the bad guys. Which is really funny. Because it takes a lot of talent to make people want to hate you to the point that they want to stab you and they'll risk going to jail just to get one dig at you. I don't know where we're at. Holy crap. Yeah, it's pretty crazy. It's crazy when you go to an event like that and you're sitting there. And I was just a boy. And I remember looking around and seeing people in the audience crying. Crying. Well, they packed out one of the good guys because he got beat up or gang attacked by the villains. But that's the way it was supposed to be, and that's how they got you to come every single time that they were in town, is because you wanted to see your guy get revenge. But he wouldn't. He would never get revenge. And you know why? Because they would play it up for like a year to get you to come to that one big event. That one big event. The big blow-off match. And if you don't know what a blow-off match is, I will tell you. A blow-off match is when you've got two guys that are feuding. I swear I thought that was another cat. You got two guys that are feuding. And they feud to the point. When they feud to the point where basically what happens is they have a match. And the bad guy cheats the good guy and takes his belt. Then for the rest of the year, they just keep having matches. And the good guy keeps getting real close to winning the belt back. But every time he's just about to win, somebody will interfere. Somebody will interfere. Or something will happen. Oh God. Now where'd the elk go? Anyway, something would happen that would escalate him to the point where the first time it would be like, okay, it would spill out into the audience and they would both get counted out, and that would cause the guy to lose the match. So then they would have a special stipulations match, and it would be like a no time limit, no disqualification match. Right? And then what would happen is some bad guy would come out and help the other bad guy win. And then from there, they would have to have another match. It would be like a cage match. They'd have a cage match. And that would be the big blow off. Because what would happen is, after a year of them feuding all over the buildings in every town, they would give the fans what they wanted. They would let the bad guy lose. And then the good guy would be the champion. Right? And then you know what would happen? Then they would switch dance partners. You'd have a good guy champion. You'd have a good guy champion. And then he would switch to a different. Let's go here. You'd have a good guy champion, and what would happen is he would he would have a match against a different bad guy. And then that bad guy would cheat to become the champion. And then the cycle would start all over again, but with two different players. Alright, we're up to 82 villagers now. And this would continue on year after year. And there was some legendary, epic feuds in the wrestling world. And I'll give you some. Alright. Dusty Rhodes, Ole Anderson. Ric Flair, Dusty Rhodes. Midnight Express, Rock and Roll Express. Terry Funk, Jerry Lawler. Terry Funk, Ric Flair. Wonder what that is. Oh, okay. That's the first time I've ever used that. Alright, use the hunter vision to find the hunter. Footprints. I like the club in my hand because it's a lot smaller. It doesn't take up as much screen. Check this other club. See how much space that takes up in my field of vision? Yeah. One of the greatest feuds ever was Dusty Rhodes and Ric Flair and the Four Horsemen. And a lot of these you can actually watch on the wrestling net, on the WWE network for $9.99 a month. Okay. Yeah. But let me give you a prime example of the heat that these wrestlers would pick up. Alright. Ric Flair was in a cage match against the Russians. Nikita Koloff. Nikita Koloff, the match was over. And Nikita Koloff and his uncle Ivan Koloff was beating up on Ric Flair inside this cage. Then Dusty Rhodes runs down to the ring, gets inside the cage with him, am I going the right way? Or am I going in circles? I swear to you, I feel like I've already been this way. All right. All right, so the Russians are beating up on him. Dusty Rhodes runs down, runs him out of the ring. And I think this is where we came in. Well, this cave is confusing. Move! All right. So then, he reaches down to help Ric Flair up, and Ric Flair starts bad-mouthing him while he's sitting on the canvas. And then, Ole Anderson and Iron Anderson come running down to the ring, and they climb into the cage. And they end up locking the door. And kicking the crap out of Dusty Rhodes. And this is where it gets really good. They take his boot off, and stretch his leg out. And they jump off the top of the cage. Or not the top, off the top rope with the knee across his ankle. Breaking his ankle. Right? Meanwhile, while all this is going on, you got the good guys trying to get in, but they can't because the cage is locked. So finally, they break into the cage. God dang it. They break into the cage. They break into the cage and run the bad guys off. And as they run off, the fans in the audience were so upset that it took them 30 minutes to get from the ring to the dressing room. I think we're on the right path now. It took them 30 minutes to get to the dressing room from the ring, because they ended up fighting everybody, and they had to fight everybody audience off. Going this way. There he is. Heal me.
Takkar, Warsta, Ahur Tigri Shambi, Fakubi Takkar.
Okay, Iron Anderson, when he got backstage, had to get like 15 stitches in the back of his head because somebody hit him in the head with a beer bottle. And that is a prime example of the way it used to be. Uh-oh. Was that my guy or... Okay. It's notoriously said Ole Anderson was such a bad guy in professional wrestling that he was stabbed like 6 times, I think it was, in the course of his career by enraged audience members. All right, what do we do now? Wonder where those mushrooms are at that woman wanted. Okay. That's where we're going next. Right there. Back when I was a kid, you had to watch it every weekend because you never knew what was going to happen. Now it comes on Monday nights. And if you just tuned in, I'm talking about professional wrestling. You tune in on Monday nights, and you're lucky if you can make it through the first 20 minutes of the show. Because the dialogue. And you haven't, you can't get invested in the characters. Because it's hard to build a hate. It's hard to build a hatred for a heel. It's hard for a heel to get your hatred when he knows there's going to be a pay-per-view in 3 weeks. You really need at least 6 months of watching your favorite good guy get beat up in order to build a real serious hatred for... What is that? Thought I heard a snake. I did! Where's he at? There he is. Anyway, it's really hard to build a hatred for someone in 3 weeks. You have to watch them beat up your favorite good guy. And I don't mean just beat them up. I'm talking like cheat them, do them wrong. They have to do it every weekend for like 6 months before you start getting angry enough to want to go see them do it. Get theirs live. Sick beast. Discover what's poisoning the animals. Except
Tushi.
all right. Okay, I got it. You gotta follow the footprints from where they came from. So they have to be walking backward, not to where they went. So every time you look at them, you want to make sure they're pointing the opposite way you're going. It's kind of reverse tracking. See that? That, my friend, is an alligator. Kill the beast. I tend to like to listen to a lot of podcasts. I listen to a lot of like wrestling history podcasts and a lot of I like paranormal. Paranormal, supernatural. Like Coast to Coast, Darkness Radio. Tired of looking for this. I don't even know what hit you did that. Or hit them. That's their footprints.
Nai, makupa shanti, bakahada, nimi udar tiguai.
Ai baka swarga tiba. Sai dagwam.
Aiska shasha darfash, palhu gravasham.
This ain't the bushes. He's talking about out front.
Siya baka dagwa daw sa.
Oh, this is nice. Gotta get him out of here without him. Come on, buddy.
Subrashta. Warsh.
We need to go find her. Okay. Okay, there's the mushroom mission. Now, where are we at from here? See the difference? That's pretty impressive right there. But there ain't no sense shooting that thing because he'll run off. He won't be able to catch him. Poor guy. He got burned up pretty good a while ago. Alright, let's go. We gotta get some hardwood. This is what they would call a natural bridge if you were at like a national state park. I guess we repelled. Find moon heart mushrooms. I'll give you an example. When I was growing up, I went to see, let's see what we got here. Okay. We probably need to start putting some points into this stuff. Okay. Okay. We really need to start using the bow more, but we don't. Okay. When I was a kid, we went to see wrestling once a month, every month, for the longest time. My dad didn't have a lot of money. And because of that, we didn't get to do a whole lot when we were growing up. Alright, how do we retrieve these? But There's one thing we did get to do, and that was go see wrestling once a month. All right. It ain't gonna let us pick them unless the lights are off. Okay. And we would go once a month, every month. And it was during the late 70s, early 80s. And I got to see some legendary wrestlers in real life. I seen Dusty Rhodes, Ric Flair, Jay Youngblood, Rick Steamboat, Michael Hayes, Terry Gordy, Buddy Roberts, the original Freebirds. I wonder what if it ain't gonna let me bring my pants at all in here. That's why this mission's gonna be hard. You can't tame them, and you can't bring yours. I also seen the Great Kabuki and Gary Hart, Buzz Sawyer, Tommy Rich, Greg the Hammer Valentine, Rick Flair, Roddy Piper, Ole and Gene Anderson, Arn Anderson, Tully Blanchard, the Rock and Roll Express, the Midnight Express. Ivan Koloff, Telly Blanchard, wait a minute, Magnum TA, sorry, I didn't mean to repeat myself. Magnum TA, Telly Blanchard, the Moondogs, the Road Warriors, that was smart, wasn't it? Now we're going to turn the light back on because we don't need it anymore. It'll be dark so we can see this. The Russians, Nikita Koloff and Ivan Koloff,
Guarshta Takkar. Nusa putilai baram.
Steve Kearns, Hulk Hogan, Macho Man Randy Savage, I've pretty much seen all of the legends. I don't think I ever seen Andre the Giant. Mr. Wrestling number 1 and 2. Oh yeah, now I can carry 40-some arrows. Here's what I really want to get to, this right here. Okay, let's go home. Okay, but the last time I went to see wrestling, me and my ex-wife, no, it wasn't my ex-wife, me and my girlfriend from back in the 90s, we went to see the WWF in Huntington, West Virginia, which isn't too far away. We went to Huntington, West Virginia, to the Civic Center to see wrestling. And it was the WWF. And they advertised that they were going to have 50 great matches. Started at 6 o'clock. So we went. And it was the biggest crock of crap. And I'll tell you why. Because what they were doing was taping for TV. Okay? They were taping for TV. So they would have, like, the very first match was Ted DiBiase. Yeah, I seen him too. I seen him when he was like a rookie. I actually seen Bruiser Brody too. Anyway, sorry, I didn't mean to lose my thought. It was Ted DiBiase versus Virgil. Apparently, the storyline was Virgil was upset and no longer wanted to be his valet because he treated him bad. He didn't want to be his servant anymore because Ted DiBiase treated him bad. So, the first thing that happens is the match starts. They come down to the ring. They get in the ring. They start wrestling. And Ted DiBiase throws Virgil outside the ring and runs his head into the steel post outside the ring. Climbs back in the ring, and Virgil does not make the 10 count. They come down and they put him on a stretcher and they roll him out. Okay? They put him on a stretcher and they roll him to the back. And we're like, ooh, right? Not even 2 minutes later after they leave the ring area, Virgil's music starts playing. Virgil comes back out and he's fully dressed and he looks 100%. He comes down to the ring, climbs up on the apron, and hops over the top rope into the ring, and then wrestles some local guy. Okay? The match ends. He leaves the ring. They play his music again. He comes down and wrestles another nobody. And he does this like 5 times. And what they were doing was they were filming for the whole month. They were filming up for the whole month so that they could just edit it and put it on TV. And they did that until 12 o'clock at night. And we only got to see 5 good matches out of 50 matches.
Markaka Winja. Winja Santayam, Hamaliti Waida. Mana Apagwam. Umashapashkanti Brashtar Takkar.
No. Yeah. So what they did was they got a big crowd of people there to come see the matches. And then all it was them. All it was them filming for TV. But here's what got me. We lived in an age in 1990 when kayfabe was very much alive. And if you don't know what kayfabe is the written rule for wrestlers. And that is, you never reveal the secret that wrestling is fake. You always protect the business, and you always pretend like it's real, and you always stay in character. So, when Virgil got hurt in the first match and they wheeled him out, he shouldn't have come back. He shouldn't have come back and wrestled anymore that night. And what they did was, right then in the first 5 minutes of their show, they let it be known that it was all fake. And this was a good, I want to say, 8 years before they finally come right out and said it was fake and that it was sports entertainment.
Takkar, Unisaja. Surke, Irakis Guan,
Guaisa Udagwa.
Sushelhai,
Sunwalkers, Izil,
Winja Wantar Waikars, Hai, Hydrab, Se Alia, Hinacha.
I'm just going to say it.
Sushelhai,
If you were burnt that bad, you wouldn't make it home.
Karwi Wabauga, Marti Bishwa. Se Shayus Laudra Guasha, Ma Alia Prastipati, Sushelhai, Salgar Takkar.
Well, Donald Trump is our new president.
Lausha.
They had the ceremony today. So, I sat there for about 6 hours watching this, and it just made me so mad. And I'm talking about the wrestling again. It made me so mad. Okay. I'm just going to be truthful with you. I really don't want to go do this mission. If you knew how hard this is. We really need to get out there and clear some of these areas so that we can have some waypoints. Alright. Is that going to be hard? Yes. Alright. Alright. Yeah. I just hope that the people of America who didn't vote for him will give him a chance. Just so we can see what he'll do. These people are bad. What time is it? I tell you what, I think I'm gonna finish this video right here, and we'll come back to this. I really need to start getting ready before my wife gets home. Anyway, thank you for watching. Sorry about the rambling. But I was basically just entertaining myself. And hopefully you found it entertaining too. Please hit the like and subscribe button. We really could use your support.